Hey guys, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. We are going to do greed mode because this thing requires greed mode to be beaten with Greedzazel. So we're going to do it with Greedzazel and do that. It's new. It's something that's been added in Afterbirth, and it's alright. It's pretty neat. You get to well, basically, there's just a bunch of these floors with a button in the middle. You get a free item room every single time. This one happens to contain some rotten meat, so that should heal us up a little bit. Having hearts is kind of nice in this, because you will get a guaranteed devil deal every floor. But every floor is kind of an XL floor in a way, because you only get one of each. So you gotta be aware of that when you're doing this. Now, every shop over here will have a bunch of items available. It can have near enough anything in it, honestly. And every time you buy something, it just refills the slot with a new item or a new key or whatever. And that is pretty just nice. Plus, you can bomb or put coins into these things to even to re-roll the items as well. So that can lead to some pretty neat things. But we, first of all, to get this party started, we need to go over here and press the button. The button is now surrounded by spikes, and if we touch the button, then we actually lose some health, which is not really desirable because we want our health to be as high as possible, near enough any moment in time. And there's a timer, which slowly comes down. When the timer reaches 0, it will go to the next wave of enemies, or if you kill all the enemies, it will go to the next wave of enemies. Usually with Greedzazel, you're often able to clear just all of the rows of enemies before the next wave spawns, but sometimes there is a rather nasty one here and there, and it can lead to troubling situations, but I'm guessing we will probably be okay. Now, Greedzazel's a little bit worse than he used to be in Rebirth. There was actually a point in the Afterbirth patching times where he was near enough unusable, but at this point, he's just a little bit worse in that his attack is a little bit slower. It actually charges just a little bit slower than it used to do in Rebirth. So that is something to be careful of, because it actually does make it slightly more tricky to do stuff. But what I mentioned about him being pretty much unusable, there was this one point in time where they nerfed both his attack, I guess his tier rate in terms of how fast you can attack numerous times, but also his damage, and his damage was super low, and it took this long to charge, and it was just awful. It was so bad. But we're past that point in our lives, and we don't need to worry about it anymore. After 8 waves, the button goes back to normal again, even if you don't press it. So you can go back into the shop, buy a key, and go into the item room if you so desire. This one doesn't really contain anything super exciting, but it does contain some extra hearts, which is nice because it means we can give this guy some hearts. Now, greed mode isn't on hard difficulty, so you don't need to give him a minimum of 6 coins or whatever. 6 hearts rather, to get him to drop anything. So that is pretty neat. But we'll be going back and forth through here to give him as many hearts as possible, because we can. And there is also some hearts still in our curse room, so we could use that as well if we so desire. Puberty, that's still the same. Double active cards activates your active item twice, but we don't have one, so I think it just does nothing if we use it right now, which I don't really feel like doing. So I'm just gonna give this guy some more hearts. And he's gonna give us the lover's card, so we're gonna give him even more hearts. There is a chance that we could get another heart container through these items, but I don't really want to risk it.
Pretty fly.
Pretty fly. And I'm actually gonna use my full card here, just so you can get that. Get another heart without having to take damage when going outside again, because we're flying, and that's how curse rooms work. And he does not feel like getting me anything cool. He did give me a 2 of clubs, and that's actually kind of neat, because bombs and keys don't really drop anywhere. Sometimes I think they can appear in curse rooms, but even that is unusual. But I'm just going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to start doing wave 9, which is a boss, and wave 10 is going to be a boss as well. And then wave 11 is just going to be kind of a harder wave, which opens up the devil deal in the end, so that is also quite nice. But we're Greedzazel, so these bosses are not going to be overly exciting or anything. Neither is anything really. Even though Greedzazel got nerfed a little bit, he's still quite strong due to the fact that Brimstone is very, very powerful and deals a lot of damage. But you know, that's just what Greedzazel is, and that's unfortunate. That was unnecessary damage right there, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm gonna try to give this devil dude a little bit more just in case he feels happy to give me something, because I don't know. Sad. Oh well, so we could put a bomb next to this thing to re-roll all the items in here, because I'm not really that interested in any of these, except for maybe coal, but I don't really remember what it... I'm just gonna buy it, whatever. I don't know how much this actually does with this attack in particular. And also you can see on the button now that it has like a little pentagram on it. And this wave is usually just a little bit harder than any of the other waves before it. It can lead to some harder bosses or just more frustrating enemy combinations and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be at least a little bit careful about that. I'm actually vaguely certain that this coal is not really giving us anything, but I'm honestly not 100% sure anymore, because they added a lot of new item synergies in Afterbirth, and I just quite frankly don't remember them all. So this is a devil deal. It can actually... they're a little bit different from the ones you see in the game usually, in that you can also get like angel rooms which just have coins in them and stuff like that, just because coins are a little bit more useful here. So that's kind of nice, I guess. Not really the most exciting first floor. We didn't really get anything super like good or anything, but we got some hearts from our devil deal, and that is actually kind of useful. That is chaos. That's chaos. Chaos fucks with devil, like, it fucks with what is it? With everything, really. It screws up with your like item pools and just puts everything everywhere. So we can get like devil deal items in the item room. We can get devil deal items in the shop and stuff like that. This is actually really nice. It might have actually been chaos that dropped this here, because I don't think that's like a usual item room item. So that is quite nice. Plus, the nice thing about active items in greed mode is they recharge every like wave. So we're going to have a lot of flies. We're going to have a very large quantity of flies, and I actually really quite like that. The fact that it also charges up your items every single time. It only charges up by one blip, but the cat head only requires one to work. So that is quite nice, obviously. But the nice thing about that is that Lilith actually starts with a follower. And she also starts with an item that doubles her amount of followers, I believe, when she uses it. And having that in this mode is really quite nice. Like, it doubles it until you leave the room. But since you don't really leave the room in greed mode, that is actually just really, really good. But we will be seeing that when that happens. Until then, we're just going to try and stay alive. Azazel really isn't like the greatest character for this either, because I think I'd actually prefer Tears over like Brimstone in this mode, just because the longer range just ends up being a little bit more useful in the long run, I feel. But it's something that we're going to have to do in any case. We're going to have to do everything with everyone, because that is what this game is. And hopefully we can do that. Now, seeing as we have 4 bombs, apparently... Oh, yeah, we got that from Chaos, I guess. I might re-roll this with a bomb, because this just gives me more health and a trinket. This just gives me more luck, and I don't really care. Plus, it re-rolls everything, and it can lead to, like, more than 2 items, I believe, as well. Like, this is no longer a key now, and stuff like that, so that is also pretty cool. Just gonna blow it up one more time. You can do this a finite amount of times. That is a Sacred Heart, so we're gonna be taking that, because that gives us a really nice damage multiplier. And it makes us a lot stronger, actually, so I'm pretty happy about that one. Habit's also kind of useful in this mode as well, just because, well, for one, we just have an item which recharges after 1 blip, and having that with the habit is obviously really good, but it's also just, you know, it's a nice item to have in a mode like this, where just being able to recharge your items in no other way than to just do a wave is, it's just kind of helpful sometimes. With this item, I don't know if I'm going to get it yet. I think I might prefer the Mark, and as you can see, that Sacred Heart really boosted our damage by a lot. It just made us so much stronger, so I'm actually quite happy about that. And that's just one of the nice things about Chaos. Chaos can really screw you over as well, but it didn't, so I'm happy about that. I'm just happy about that. And this is fine. Now, one nice thing about Azazel is that he can fly, so we win this battle, for sure. Because they have virtually no way of even damaging us at all. And look at that. They just get close enough to the hole, and then we do the damage, and everything's good again. But we can also just chase him around a little bit and take damage because we were so dangerous. And also because I haven't actually played this game in like a week. But, you know, there you go. This is a little leech. The downside of Chaos is that it makes your devil deals potentially kind of really, really bad. This is a pretty good example of what can happen. I don't actually remember if the leech is a devil deal item. It might actually be. It was one of those weird ones where it's like, why would you want this? But then it's there anyway, you know? I don't know. Bed, unfortunately, does nothing because we still have red hearts. Otherwise, we could get some soul hearts out of that one. But alas. I mean, I guess I'll take this. I haven't actually, like, picked up most items yet. So I should probably focus on doing that as well. Because that's one of those things you gotta do in the Binding of Isaac. So, eventually we should do that. This is also the reason why it is so easy to pick up all items now. Because with Chaos, you can just get near enough everything in the shop. Plus, if you get something like a shop like this, and you have a 2 of diamonds and also like a 2 of diamonds and a blank card, you can just keep multiplying your money and buy literally every item in the game. So it just it's a little easier. It's for sure a little bit easier than it used to be, and I actually don't mind that much. I actually don't mind, because after a while you end up with like having nearly everything, but not quite everything, you know, and then you just spent like 400 more years trying to pick up like one useless item, and it's just frustrating. So I'm kind of glad, I guess, they made that different. This is a bibber. It is the multi-dimensional bibber, and if you shoot at it, it makes your thing stronger. I think it just shoots 2 of whatever weapon you're using. It does make chaos cards kind of fiddly to use, because if you hit this guy with a chaos card, it just turns it into 2 tiers, which don't insta-kill anything. So that's sad. It also moves around a bit weird. It just has like a delay of like 5 seconds with your moves, and makes him a bit awkward to use. That's Lucky Foot we could have bought previously, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, like, he is a decent item for sure, but he can be really tricky to use. But we do have holes over here, so we can actually use that to our advantage as well, by just floating over a hole and then just going slightly backwards like this, and then we can use it to hit the enemies as well. Plus it extends our range just a little bit. Sometimes you can have waves which are just troll bombs, which is actually kind of horrendous, because the troll bombs are, again, fairly random into when they explode. I've actually had one just spawn next to me and just explode like a second later without there just being any chance of surviving it. It's just really sad when stuff like that happens, but it's one of the things that can occur, unfortunately. One of them things you just gotta be really, really wary of at near enough all times. But right now our health is pretty a-okay for sure, so we don't really need to concern ourselves with anything. That was another 8 waves. And you do actually want to try and save some money in the long run. All these items are useless as well, except for maybe like the breakfast, but meh. Like, you want to save money because you kind of want to have as much money as possible at the end of your greed mode run, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Because, man, they added... I think I even said this. I hope they don't add this thing, and then they added the thing anyway, and I was just... I'm going to be, like, ranting about that the moment we get to that as well. But for now, we're just going to focus on killing more dudes, opening devil deals, and... not bad, I guess. If we get one more cat item, then we unlock the cat challenge or whatever. Plus, I think we also unlock the Guppy's hairball, which makes getting Guppy in the future a lot easier. And Guppy is still the best transformation in the game by a considerable long shot. So the more chance we can get Guppy, the better, obviously. That is useless. That is... man, we are just getting just treasures right now. I'm so pleased with all these great items. That is the rainbow worm. It is a trinket that just changes the tier effect to just a random one every... is it every shot, or is it every, like, once in a while? I don't remember, but either way, we're Zazel, so we will not really notice that at all. I'm gonna buy this because it's cheap. Oh, nice. Alright, so that's nice. So we got Guppy's hairball to appear in the basement. We unlock the Guppy challenge, and we're Guppy now. It even says Guppy on the screen. Should I? Yeah, I'm gonna eat those. And yeah, happy about that one, because for one, being Guppy is really, really easy. Also, you saw me go into a curse room in the womb, and you might be like, what's up with that? That's insane. But in green mode, the womb does not actually automatically deal a full heart of damage, because it's how greed mode works, I guess. Which makes these cursed rooms considerably more viable as, like, an option, because you don't need to waste a full heart of damage to, like, try and get neat stuff, and I like that. But yeah, all in all, this run's going pretty well. We're Guppy. There's the red ghosts who shoot brimstone, in case you just loved those original ghosts and thought, man, I wish they could get even worse. And here they came up with a new enemy type, which is just exactly that. It's just beautiful. These guys still exist as well, obviously. A bunch of brimstone-y wall guys. Wall spiders? I actually don't know what they are, but they probably have a great name. I'm not going to look at this shop anymore. This shop makes me sick. And instead, we're just going to kill everyone. Our damage is ridiculous. And the sad thing is, it doesn't even matter. It actually doesn't even matter at all. But we'll get to that when we get to that, which is the final floor of this great place. Oh, we're fighting Mom's Heart. Does that count? No. I was wondering if that would count towards, like, killing Mom with the thing in the Thangle, but it does not. I accidentally left that. But the Guppy's tail is near enough useless because we're never going to get chest drops anyway, so I wouldn't have picked it up. And Demon Wings do nothing because we're already flying, so yeah. Good Devil Deal. We actually got 2 Devil Deal items and it's still terrible. Hey, we unlocked Eve because we didn't take Devil Deals. Look at that. Planned. Yep. Yeah. Now, even though this is the shell, we still get ourselves some item rooms, which is lovely. We're still somewhat encumbered by chaos at this rate because, man, it's not giving us good things anymore. But, you know, it gave us enough good stuff. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. It doesn't really do anything, I guess, but I'll take it anyway. Because it gives us an extra heart. I mean, why not? It's not like we're going to get anything that is going to be useful when we're at half a heart. It's at least very unlikely. There are also super secret rooms in the Greed mode, by the way, but they're a bit random. They're just sort of impossible to find unless you have, like, a map that tells you where it is. We got... I don't know why we got breakfast from that, but I'll take it, I guess. Also, buttons are just all terrible. I don't know why I tried this, because I have this feeling that all the buttons in Greed mode are just awful. I don't think I've ever seen a good button effect in this mode. It's sort of incredible. And we got the same wave twice, which is unusual. But yeah, it's fairly likely that we're at least going to beat this run of Greed mode, seeing the build we have right now. I would like a little bit more tier rate so we could shoot a bit quicker, but I think we're fine. I think we're absolutely fine when it comes to dealing with the final room. All this is just like leading up to trying to be able to beat the final room. And the final room can be quite challenging, especially if you've not done it before in this mode, because man, that guy is not a friend at all. Grab some coins. Was this shop any good? I don't even remember. But we're still trying to get as much money as possible anyway. I kind of actually want to be at 99 coins at the end of this, which is why I'm like really considering not buying things. Head of Krampus, good. Just his head, not Krampus himself. I mean, that's fine, I guess, but it seems a bit odd, really. I feel like the rest of his body would probably appear as well, since he's the only one that can drop it. But what do I know? Do I want a box instead of a red heart? Probably, right? Yeah, why not? Seems fine. I don't know why I'm still carrying around that double active card. I'm never going to use it. But you never know, man. It might just end up being useful the next floor. And the floor after that, it really doesn't matter anymore. But this is the chest. There are no... Or the shop, I guess. There's no more thingy things. More breakfast. Alright. There is no more... What am I trying to say? Item rooms. That's the one. That's the word I was trying to get out of my mouth. And here we did it. We just did that exact thing. Can I push this thing over the rocks? I actually don't remember how possible stuff like that is, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to bother with it. It just takes too long. I'm going to re-roll this thing a couple times. I don't really care about bombs all that much other than for re-rolling stuff. We have enough fly, so we probably don't need that. And, I mean, the Seraphim, whatever it's called, is okay, but I don't really care. Yeah, again. Followers, you know, what are you going to do with them? I don't need them. We are just going to beat this run of Greed mode. It would have still been really nice to get some, like, attack speed, though, like some tier 8, because we still don't shoot that fast. I mean, we don't charge as slow as I'm, like, using it right now, but I'm just being, like, super duper safe, but I don't know. Wouldn't have minded a little bit more. So we do actually get, like, mini-bosses and things on this final floor as well, and ghosts, which are always great. I mean, we got ghosts in the previous floors as well, but I just find them an honorable mention whenever they exist because they are just the best enemy ever put in a video game, aren't they? Everyone loves ghosts. These guys, everyone's favorite jumpy dudes, and skulls. These aren't actually that scary. I don't know what the enemies we're getting right now are actually not that terrifying at all. But there is a thing that makes Greed mode harder as well the moment you get to a certain point in the game. So maybe we just haven't reached that yet. The point where all the waves actually get kind of difficult. difficultish, hard, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna fight some bosses. First one's Bloat and Mask of Infamy, but we're Azazel, so I mean it's more like he's just dead. And the second one is this dude who we already fought a floor ago, so good. Nice. Not quite at 99 coins, which might not be a problem, but again, I would like to be. I would like to be. And this is always like the final thing, the final wave if you want to get the Devil Deal on this floor, but you get like 2 of those dudes. Are they called the Bloat? I don't actually remember. I don't know what that boss is called, but he's kind of annoying. He's a jerk. That's all you really need to know about him. Now we could do this, and it'll do nothing, but we can also grab this, and this will actually deal a little bit more damage. And the challenge up is not going to do anything anyway, so that's fine. There's no more health there to be found, so it's going to break these final fires in the hope that we get like a dime, but it's very unlikely. Could have happened, but you never know. And now we do know, we're just not getting that. And we reach Ultra Greed. First, a floor with these things. Originally, this room always contained Monstro because, like, I believe it was because the opening trailer or something showed Monstro in this room. Or the announcement trailer? It was a trailer. It's irrelevant. We're gonna fight Ultra Greed. And Ultra Greed is one of the 2 less fun bosses, I would say. And the main reason for that is that your damage is near enough irrelevant. It's more just how much health you have. Apparently we have unlocked the Lucky Toe, which I think we get for killing X amount of shopkeepers or something like that. I think that's what unlocks it. But yeah, I don't really care about this. Like, it just makes everything you've tried to get sort of irrelevant outside of health. Because he just has like a really big damage reduction thing, which just it just makes him really strong and takes a while for him to kill, but it just makes the boss the same every single time regardless of what your build is, and I don't just meh. But what are you gonna do? I'm not the developer of the game, and they can do whatever they want, and we're just gonna abide. Plus, apparently, you can like use Midas's touch to turn him into a gold statue for a bit, and then his like damage reduction thing goes away for a while, and that's actually quite good. You can also use a chaos card and insta-kill him if you happen to have one, but chaos cards are kind of rare. But there is gonna be a time where I'm probably gonna try to force out a chaos card and another item called the glowing hourglass, and I would really enjoy it if my attacks actually worked when I tried to use them, but instead my recharge is so hilariously slow. He does deal 1 full heart of damage, so if we lose here, I'm probably just gonna end the run there. Because there's no way I'm gonna be able to kill him with 1 heart. There's no way. I'm not good enough for that at the game. So that will be sad. These are hearts which heal him, which is just perfect. Just perfect. It also heals him when he like picks up coins, which is also great because you drop coins every time you take damage here. That little fly that I have just saved my life a little bit there. But there you go. We killed him. He turns into a gold statue. We unlock Lilith. And what do we get? A donation machine. Good. I always wanted more donation machines in this game. Naturally, it's separate from the one in the shop. You get 2 now, which you get to fill up all the way to the end. 999 coins to unlock the final thing. There's a bunch of cool stuff you do unlock from this for the first 100 coins or so, and then like every 300 coins or whatever you get something neat. But man, why is there another donation machine? There is no need for these stupid things. Who keeps adding these? But I don't know. It used to be even worse where you didn't have like the little percentage at the left which tells you how likely it is to break, but it rounds down, so even though it's 0%, you can still break it if you're just really unlucky. But yeah, there you go. 0% breaks anyway. It's just so unnecessary, though. I don't know why this is here. When the game first came out, you could fill it up to 119 or something, and then it just stopped because they had a nice little puzzle, which was great if you lived in certain parts of America. Really, really, really specific parts of America. It would be great. But outside of that, it was for like a puzzle which was out in the world. And told you how to unlock nothing really. It just added a thing to the game once the internet figured it out. Meh. I'm gonna go jump in this chest, get ourselves a greed mode ending, which we're gonna skip from now on because it's the same every time. But it's just Isaac sitting there. the world caving in behind him. Him kind of looking like a fetus. It's just all a bit sad. And then he turns into the shopkeeper with a bunch of poop surrounding him for some reason. Because why not? And then he smiles. Good ending. But yeah, we're gonna have to fill that donation machine up to 999 to unlock all things from that. Plus we get to add the 999 coins to the donation machine in the normal game as well. So good. Great. Nice. Fantastic. But there is a cheese balls way to fill it up entirely, and hopefully at some point we get a run where we can do that. Because it's just not fun to do. I mean, greed mode's alright, but it's not 999 coins alright. It's not, I don't enjoy it that much because I just enjoy the normal runs way more because you get to like look at, like use the map to your advantage and stuff like that as well, and curses do anything. And it's just a more fun way to play the game, I feel, than greed mode. But hey, only 950 coins to go, right? Easy, no problem. We got Lilith, and we are going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed it so far, and the next time we play, we are probably going to do a challenge. I mean, we've done one normal run and one greed mode run, so challenge would be the next logical step, I guess. Plus, there's like a bunch of stuff I want to unlock from these things, so gotta do all of that. But I mean, I haven't actually unlocked any of the Afterbirth challenges yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.